Hey, John Morris here, johnmorrisonline.com. Welcome back to another episode of John Morris Show. So I got this truth bomb from Sir Joelsuf over on YouTube in response to one of the videos I created regarding online courses. He said, most courses I've been running into aren't very actionable. I don't really care if the course is taught by a TikTok influencer who acts like a drunk sorority chick. If the content is actionable and produces results, it has value to me. And then I had followed up. I'm always curious how people view things. So I had asked him how he viewed what his definition of actionable was, because I see there's a number of different ways that someone might define that. Especially having taught as many courses as I have, I've realized that people think about it in different ways. So he followed up to that question with this. He said, actionable equals straightforward stuff. Here's what to do, here's what not to do, here's why you do this, here's why you ought to avoid that, stuff like that, like your courses, haha. But that's not what I see in most other courses, which have maybe one module that's actionable for every 9 that contain nothing but theory, opinions, selling on dreams, and instructors who clearly just want to get paid to hear themselves speak / watch themselves act. This is especially true in the financing / investing field, where the scamming and swindling has become cartoonishly outrageous. Now, here's one of the things I want to talk about in relation to this. The line not being actionable enough, that's going to be, if you dive into the online course world, that's going to be the number one criticism that you'll get when creating an online course, regardless of how actionable it actually is, right? And regardless of how much actionable content you actually put in there, you're still going to get that criticism because students always want more of that stuff. You can never give them enough. I cram my courses with what most people would consider actionable advice, actionable content, and still people want more. They're always hungry for more. So you can never put enough in, but you can put enough in to where people recognize the difference between your typical course, as old Sir Joseph outlined here, the difference between a lot of the other courses he takes and then the ones that I take or that I create because of how I create them, the method that I use to do it. And one of the things, the other things I want you to notice is how he defined actionable, right? He did mention how you do it, but that was only part of it. The whole definition wasn't, oh, it's just a process. And I see that that's the mistake that everybody makes, that actionable equals, oh, some sort of process. And that's not the case. It's part of it, but it's not enough. It's the foundation, but it's not enough. And you also have to create depth in your process to really be able to get into some detail. Now, he gave you a couple examples of what actionable is, but I'll just tell you this. Having taught as many courses as I have now, I'm 25 plus at this point, at least over on Skillshare, probably more than that over all the courses I've actually created. But having taught that many courses, there are very specific things that students will classify as actionable and valuable. And so the phrase is make it actionable and pack it with value. You probably hear that all the time when it comes to creating any kind of content, not just a course, but any kind of content. But what do those things actually mean? What does it mean for something to be actionable? What does it mean for something to have value? And again, it's some very specific things that I figured out over the years, and it just simply is not a process. All right, a process, if you just focus on process, you're going to have a flat, boring, uninteresting, unactionable, and not very valuable course. Okay, so that's really the big point that I want to get across to you, is that it's more than process. It's what I've been talking. It's about depth, and then when in that depth, then creating and injecting as much value as possible. And there are very specific things that students see as value and as actionable. Anyway, of course, that's one of the big things that you'll learn in my Sane Creation course, how to make your courses intrinsically actionable and then cram them with so much value that your students might feel like they need a cigarette afterwards. And that's why I repeatedly get the comments like Sir Joelsuf said when he said, like your courses. That's why I repeatedly get those. It's not an accident. It's all intentional. It's also all learnable and repeatable. So it's not any sort of magic or anything like that. It really comes down to the course outline and understanding how to structure your course in the course outline so that you have the depth, and then understanding what value is so that you can cram it into that outline. And here's the thing. It works for courses, YouTube videos, Instagram content, really any kind of content production. So it's a valuable skill to learn that could bring you new clients, new customers, etc., even if you never create or sell an online course. If you're creating any kind of content for any social media outlet or content site, which again, if you're doing this online thing, you probably are, or if you're not, you should be. Again, this helps you to create valuable, actionable content, even if it's not a course. Of course, the way I show you how to do it is for a course in my Sane Course Creation course. Right now, that course is up on Skillshare, which means that you can get it essentially free. And that's because as an instructor there, I can offer you an exclusive 1-month free trial of the platform. The normal trial is just 7 days. So if you go to Skillshare.com, right now you'll see a 7-day trial there. But I can get you as a teacher there an exclusive 1-month trial. So with that, you get 100% unfettered access to the site. Every course, every lesson, every download, every PDF, everything, you get access to it with the trial. And then if you simply cancel before the month is up, you never pay a penny. So it is a few hoops, but again, essentially free and not a bad gig. Anyway, the link that you need to get that exclusive 1-month free trial is myjohn.us/sane. Again, that's myjohn.us/SANE. And I will also drop a link in the description as well. And then once you're in, you just use that same link and that'll take you right into the course that you need. And you'll want to watch lesson number 2. I've packed the entire Sane Course Creation course into that lesson number 2. You'll want to watch that. All right, that's it. We'll talk to you next time.